Club preview. In store for another great week of football. I'm joined by Evan and Lance as always. We're going to get straight into it. We were just talking about it, guys. We got some big Thursday matchups coming. Usually we have one game on Thursday, one here, one down in Lubbock. But we got Tascosa versus Midland at Dick Bivens. Caprock will be going down to Lubbock, taking on the Westerners. They're Lubbock still trying to get that first district win. Caprock trying to make it 2-0 in district. And Randall will be in Wichita Falls against the Coyotes. Now, all winnable games for each of the our Panhandle teams. I think Tascosa shouldn't have any much of a problem against Midland. Caprock should run through Lubbock easily, and I think Randall might be able to overcome Wichita Falls. Just depends on which Randall team comes out. What do you guys think about these Thursday matchups?
Well, number one, I think Caprock is going to be a really important game. We've talked about it over and over again, Lance and Ralph, where it's once you get the momentum going, especially now in district play, then the wins start coming, and they got the goose egg out of the way. They don't have to worry about getting that first win, so now it's just about getting back to the fundamentals, which I think Caprock can do.
We know Tariq Williams, obviously the quarterback at the Rock. Looks like they're settled in a little bit, guys, with the offense. And then we saw the Paladuro Lubbock High game with the hour and 15-minute rain delay and lightning delay. And Lubbock High isn't a walkover.
Yeah.
But so the Rock's going to need early momentum in this, guy. Just don't get him momentum.
Yeah.
I give Lubbock High momentum. I think you'll be all right.
I agree. I think we saw that against Paladuro because I think we all just assumed Paladuro would just come out and kind of.
No, it was 1917, at the break. So,
once they got a little momentum, like you said, they kept the fight going on. So,
and then I like your thought on Tascosa as well, Ralph, that Midland High's given up 41 a game.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Lost to Randall, and so Tascosa has this week off ready to really, really get their season jump-started. And Joseph Plunk, he's built for that offense, don't you agree? You played linebacker. How tough is it?
Offense, you want to have a good defense when you're going up against this triple option that the Tascosa Rebels run. We saw it give them a lot of success last year, deeper in the season, where they started going against those teams down in the Metroplex where they weren't as familiar with this offense. They didn't see it a lot like some of these other teams did, and it kind of caught them off guard. You got to know how to be a disciplined defense, and with Midland giving up 41 points, man, it's not going to be too great. I don't think, like you said, Joseph has just perfected running the quarterback at this in this offense and has them going so far.
Yeah, I think he said he could have run a play in 6th grade. I'm just telling you what his dad draw it up. So,
Coach's son, I'm sure, man.
Yeah, Midland High is coached by Tim Anaskavich. No, I'm not going to ask you to spell that. So it's Tim just A to Z. He's a former Canyon High football player and played at WT, coached at Borger. So he's really coming back to the Panhandle.
To this area. All right, moving on to some of our next games. What are some of the Friday games? We got a game of the week, Amarillo versus Coronado, going on at Dick Bivens. Another good district matchup. Coronado coming in as a great team. The quarterback, Sawyer Robertson, getting a lot of looks from D1 schools. Probably going to be a good D1 quarterback right now. We saw him last year as a sophomore. He's got a little bit more experience under his belt. What do the Sandys need to do coming into this week? Evan, you went out there to talk to him for Team of the Week. The defense did look better against Monterey, I must say, but they still gave up some big plays. What do the Sandys need to do to tighten up things on both sides of the ball this year, this week, going up against a good Mustangs team?
Well, I was talking to Lance before we started this, and Coach Dunham told me it was pretty simple, that he's expecting a tough district matchup. And like we said last night on the sports segment, every matchup in this district is going to be incredibly tough, especially now all these teams know what's at stake. But for Coach Dunham and his Amarillo Sandys, it's a matter of winning that defensive O-line matchup. He says that his guys, he knows they're a little smaller. They've got kind of outmatched in the size element, but he knows that his guys are faster, they have more agility, which helps them get around in that edge rush role, which he thinks will help put pressure. And he says the one thing they cannot do as Amarillo is they cannot let their quarterback for this opposing team, for Coronado, just sit back there and have all the time. He'll beat him on the legs, he'll beat him in the air game, and they just need to put pressure on him. And if they can do that, he thinks this team can come out with a huge win.
Yeah, Will Maynard had his coming out party. Let's face it, the 5 touchdown passes, the 2 rushing last week. Now, Coronado gave up 52 to Cooper.
Yeah.
Abilene Cooper. There must be a beast down there.
Yeah.
My thought in this, I know Seth Parr, the coach at Coronado. He played at Plainview. He was an assistant coach under his dad at Paladuro. He was the head coach at the Rock. He does not like Amarillo High. So they're going to come in fired up. I'm just telling you. It's personal with him. This is personal. And he'll be the first one to tell you that. But you guys nailed it. Can Amarillo High win a shootout? Because I think we're going to see a shootout. No disrespect to both defenses. Coronado will take its shots on the offensive side and survive what they can, stops they can get, because they didn't get the amount of stops they needed last week. Should be a lot of fun. But if Maynard continues the confidence. You were out there.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big night for Emerald High.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, you can tell usually when a coach is worried about an upcoming game. You can tell based on his attitude and confidence. I mean, Coach Dunham was just kind of exploding with confidence yesterday afternoon. And the one thing that he brought up, which I find really interesting, is that he knows for his team, for them to be successful, it's going to have to be not just playing all 4 quarters of football, like we hear every coach saying, but they have to come out on that first drive and put up points. He says if they have any kind of slow start, the game's over.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Amarillo play a full game yet this season. I'll say I don't think a full perfect game as they would like to on both sides of the ball. I even think against Monterey that they've had a few slip ups on defense, letting Bailey get contained. He's not. He's a lot more athletic than the quarterback they're going up against this week, but he's not as great of a quarterback as when it comes to reading defense and putting balls in the perfect position where it's just good for the receivers to catch it. I think this quarterback is a lot better at doing that. So I'm excited to see what this defense does. And I agree with you guys. I think Maynard has finally got a little comfortable behind leading this offense. So I think the offense is where they want it to be. Still can get better, but I like to see if this defense is actually going to be a solid defense going through district because it only gets tougher and tougher as the weeks go by. Moving on, some more good games. What are we thinking? We're still looking at King. They're still undefeated. Haven't really ran into a bump in the road yet, it seems like. They're just coasting through everybody right now. But things are going to start heating up here. So what are we expecting from these guys?
Well, Andrews, their opponent, they're on the road. Andrews lost their first game to Lubbock Cooper. No shame in that game. And has not lost since.
That's when I think it was in overtime. I want to say, did that game go into overtime?
Might have.
No, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, obviously, they were at Hereford last week.
1 point win.
Yeah, and Hereford missed a couple extra points.
Yeah.
So it looks like Canyon. Well, this will be their biggest test, fair or not. You know, they're coming off a whooping, a big scream. That was impressive. But I'm just saying, I think they have to start fast in this game, Ralph.
Yeah,
I think they need a big game because they're off next week. And then we have the fun district we've been waiting for all year.
I think we see that Andrews can survive a slugfest. They're one of those teams that can go back and forth with you. So I agree. If you're able to get some pressure on them or able to get any momentum ahead of this team, you got to keep the gas down and you got to just keep it going. And I think that's what Coach Bryan and his team is going to try to do.
Yeah, I don't know how Andrews and Big Spring matches up in terms of a team-to-team of how they'll do versus Canyon, but I don't know. I mean, just last week we were sitting here saying, I don't know, guys, Big Spring is going to be the biggest test of the year for Canyon, and I mean, I don't know. From everything we've seen of Canyon, I don't know if you're Coach Blake Bryan, if they're going to be worried about anything, because he's shown time after time, doesn't matter what the expectations are, this team's got it, and I think it's just like what you said, Ralph. It's a matter of when we see this Dumas Canyon game is going to be the only true test of the season for Canyon. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we said Big Spring was going to be a test. I don't think we said that. Don't credit us for saying that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we said that. I don't know. I remember saying that Big Spring was going to be an interesting matchup.
Flag it, Ralph.
That doesn't even sound right.
I'm going to go back and watch that now.
I think we said Dumas. We did say Dumas.
Hey, real quick, though, Andrews' quarterback is the real deal.
Oh, yeah, he's
okay,
nice.
so
Yeah,
I think that's where their biggest challenge comes. I don't think anybody said anything good about
No, not
nothing bad, but
Big
not too
Spring,
positive.
yeah, they struggle this season. Yeah, for sure. I agree. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm excited to see what happens when that district gets a little heated. But really quick, let's go back. Amarillo Coronado, real quick. What you guys got in that matchup?
I'm going to go with Amarillo. You know, I took the L last week when I went to the underdog in that Happy McLean game.
Who was 3-0? Who was 3-0 last week?
I think I was.
Listen, I'm still tied for first place.
I think I was too.
No, you went 2-3.
Wait, who did I lose?
2-1.
Paladuro?
2-1, yeah.
No, I got all of them.
No, you did not.
Paladuro, McLean, and what was our other game?
I think you chose Hereford, didn't you?
I think you did.
Yeah. No, I chose Andrews. I went 3-0.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, but
No,
yeah,
but anyway.
I think I'm going Amarillo.
Okay.
I like the speed matchup, even though they have that size in Coronado. I don't know. I'm just feeling that Coach Chad Dunham spirit right now.
Well, this is going to be a shootout, guys, and I think Amarillo High is capable after what we saw to Maynard. You know, he threw for 359. He ran for 131. So I think they're able to get into a shootout.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a play at the end of the game. You know how, Ralph, it goes with the defense and Evan. Somebody's got to make a play to stop the other offense.
Who's going to make that play?
Who's going to make that play?
And
I think the home field decides that.
Okay.
And it's going to be a wild one, like 49-48 Amarillo High, that high.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say, man. I haven't really seen a lot of Coronado. I think this is really the first time they've been up our way. So I don't really want to
and so you're going to love
count them out. I don't want to count them out. I did see them last year. Really, really good team last year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Amarillo beat them last year or not.
Sawyer Rob, I mean, they were the Sawyer. No, I think Coronado was district.
Yeah. No, Caprock. No.
Caprock was, yeah.
I don't know.
District
I can't
champs.
remember. I can't remember. But yeah, I know they looked really good last year. But I don't know. Right now, I'll say Amarillo.
All right.
Right now,
We hope
I
so.
think
Are you
Amarillo
going
can pull it
Coronado?
off.
Yeah, I'm going Amarillo.
Oh, you are. So
I think
we're all going
Amarillo can pull it off. To be honest
Sorry,
with you,
Seth
but
Parr, but man,
yeah,
Sawyer Robertson, if you want a chance to go out and watch a wonderful quarterback and a great young man,
I think he's
mean,
going to be
it's
the
easy to
difference
say
maker
that.
in this one. If he
you
can,
might be right,
if he can pick apart the defense, it's
but they can't stop anybody.
yeah,
So I don't care if we put up 49.
that's true.
Amarillo High may put up 54.
That's
you know?
true.
So we'll see.
That's
It's
true.
like a good old Texas Tech game, back in the day there.
Yeah.
With Cliff.
What are some other good matchups we got coming up this week? I'm trying to think of the games we'll be going around to. We'll be at Panhandle will be in Boys Ranch. We're expecting that one to
Easy win for Panhandle.
be a blowout for those guys.
Well, Canadian, like
Canadian
you said.
Tulia,
Yeah,
Canadian's number one in the state.
Yeah, give them some love. Bushland's back on track.
Number
Slayton's
5
coming
right now in
in.
the state. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see about that one. I don't know.
Do we have
Dalhart.
pick'ems?
You like
I mean-
Dalhart Perryton?
We're gonna have somebody up there at that Dalhart Parenting game. I've seen both of these teams play, man, and it's kind of hard. They're similar teams. I think Parenton has the ability to make some big plays, but Dalhart does as well, but just not as consistent. I think Parenton might be able to pull it out with them being at home, coming against a struggling Dalhart team. Dalhart has taken a few on the chin this season, man. They struggled a little bit against Bushland. We saw that game. We see that video now, just getting blown by in coverage out there. But I think Parenton might be able to pull it off. I see the Rangers, defense and offensively. I think they've got some solid players, but that's going to be another good game, I think.
Well, what I'm also interested to see is something that we didn't really touch on. Is last week we had a lot of byes.
Mm-hmm.
We also had a lot of rainstorms, a lot of storms throughout the area, which caused some games. For example, I was at that Dumas game. They won 28-0, but that's only because they called it in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So here's my question:
we had a couple of those.
how much will that weather now that we're getting into the colder weather? Of us being a little more dry, I mean, is that going to affect the game plan from what coaches saw last week against certain teams in their game planning? Because if it's wet, you're not going to throw the ball a lot more. You're going to probably do the ground and pound game. So how much is that going to impact it this week?
Wait, what's the question? Is it cold or?
Well, the better weather, I guess, the more dry, the cold weather now start to, I guess, impact what we're seeing from certain teams, whether they're increasing the firepower in the air game, or is it going to start?
I think wind is the biggest concern. You know what I mean? Because we do live in a little colder climate up here. But your point's well taken. I mean, the weather's been messing with everybody.
Yeah, I just think this week is just getting back to your tendencies, kind of, too, and trying not to let I guess nature get you out of what you're not used to doing. If you're not a running team, don't try to run it 50 times a game.
I want to throw one at you though. 3-3A Division II. You got Freona on this massive roll, 5-0, ranked 10. Childress struggling. We're starting like 30, 40, 50 zillion years, 0-5, but you have that tradition in that game.
I'm taking Freona.
Okay.
I'm taking
Okay.
what have you done for me lately on tradition this year. Just to be honest, because we've
Simple.
been rooting for the Bobcats off tradition for the first few weeks, man. And
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
it's just not
All right.
looking. It's not fair to Freona for us to say, hey.
No.
Yeah,
I love Freona.
No, I
I'm
agree.
saying.
So I just
It's just one
Children
I'm gonna,
hasn't gave us a reason to
I'm
say
just
that
going to
yet.
say,
I love
I'm going
those
to look
guys,
at this
but
score, and I'm going to be interested
Yeah,
in the final of
I
this
mean,
game.
do they have a chance to pull it off? Yeah, but if I was a gambling man and I had to put my last $10 on it, I'm probably going to take the higher powered offense. And this one, Freedom's offense has been pretty dominant this season. And like we said, Childress just hasn't been Childress this year. It happens.
No, I'm with you.
It
I'm
happens
with you.
in sports. So we'll see if they can bounce back. But yeah, I'm definitely not taking tradition in this matchup for sure.
So would you guys say then that this Amarillo Coronado game is probably going to be the most, I guess, the biggest throw up in the air? We don't know which one it will land.
I mean, it
You
could
think
go
it's
either
more-
way. We could think it's gonna be a shootout, and maybe
Might be
one
a
team
blowout.
just comes out and dominate. That's the thing, man. We can try to play games on paper as much as we want to, but until you get out there and whatever team shows up, that's what I think it's all about. And that's my biggest thing with Amarillo. That's why I say I don't think I've seen them play a really complete game yet, just on both sides of the ball. So if the Amarillo team shows up, that's where every piece of the puzzle is complete. Everybody's ready to do their part for the bigger picture to work out. I think they could dominate.
Yeah.
If Coronado comes in with the self-par mentality of we hate the Sandys and we need to come get some revenge.
He will. I'm not saying
Oh
the team
yeah,
will.
but the team is feeding off that same energy coming, so they could get ugly. But hopefully for our sake, for Maitland and Land's sake, it is a shootout out there. Dick Bivens and the place is rocking. So we just want a good game, no injuries. We want everybody to just
Totally, we're having fun.
have a
That's
good
what we
one.
want
Yeah.
most of all.
Yeah,
You've got two nice quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks
for
in this
sure,
game.
for sure.
Stratford, Clarendon, last one, guys, I've got for you.
I got Stratford.
Stratford coming off that
Yeah.
big win. Yeah.
Got to keep that train rolling, man.
They're on that train.
And let's not.
The Elks are hot right now.
Yeah, Clarity's not a bad team neither. They've struggled a little bit this season, but
I agree with you.
they've got a
They've won
chance,
4 games.
They've always got a chance.
Stratford had the big win over Hamlin that woke up the whole state. So we'll see.
I agree, man. So we'll see what those Elks got going. We got somebody at that game as well. So we've got another week of great games coming up, but we got some top plays to check out from last week. A lot of big plays. McLean versus Happy, man. We tried to tell our boy Evan that McLean was different, but check this hit out from Big Spring. We weren't saying the Steers were going to be a hit on the field, but we never said that their players couldn't hit. Some of their players can hit.
With the height.
Their record isn't the best. Another one.
That was their one highlight.
This is from the Hereford Andrews game right here. That's just showing you what we can see from Andrews coming up this week. And Ben Crockett, the 1A state champs, McLean Tigers out against the Happy Cowboys, doing what he does best, just making a lot of big plays. And we're in for another week of big plays coming up, week 7 of the wrap-up. Lance, you got something else you want to add?
200 yards and 5 touchdowns. Your boy Crockett last week.
Ben Crockett is a grown man amongst boys. Guys, tune into the wrap-up this Friday on News Channel 10-2 at 11:05 for more big plays like these and to hear more of Evan's sound effects and different things that he throws into the newscast. Guys,
and I've got a new duo name for you, okay?
What is it?
I'm not telling you yet.
Okay. Make sure you tune in for Lance's the Debonair duo last week.
You were dynamic the first time, Debonair last time. A new D's coming up.
All right, we're excited to see what we are this week for week 7, guys. Make sure you tune in to the wrap-up this Friday on News Channel 10-2 at 11:05.